Hi everyone, in this video I would like to talk a bit about false advertising about IELTS preparation courses. The reason why I decided to make this video is because a lot of students usually ask me questions and they have different kinds of requests and they usually ask me whether or not it's possible to get prepared to IELTS exam having an elementary or a beginner level of English. Of course, as all of you may know, it is really hard to get prepared to the exam having this kind of a level of preparation. On the other hand, there are a lot of posts on Facebook appearing nowadays, and different kinds of teachers with different qualification levels would like to offer their services as IELTS tutors. In those posts, I usually notice that they almost guarantee to get you the band score that you need. Especially a lot of them say that it is possible to get the band score of over 7 having the minimum level of English. From my perspective, that's hogwash, first of all, because having that kind of little preparation and that kind of small knowledge of English, it is really not possible to get the necessary band score in order to study in the higher educational institutions like here in Uzbekistan or in other countries. Also, there are a lot of different advertisement banners here in the streets of Tashkent offering various IELTS courses who can guarantee and say that they just guarantee you the desired band score, which I think is not really possible because everything depends upon the basic knowledge of English of the candidate himself. If you're watching this video and if you want to get prepared for IELTS, you have to be advised that your basic knowledge of English has to be at least upper intermediate if you want to get a real good band score. I know a lot of people who prepared for IELTS right after graduating the elementary level of English, and a lot of them failed, getting 4-5 band score at most. And that all, I think, depends on the basic knowledge of English you possess at the moment of taking the test. Another thing to say is that a lot of learning centers nowadays are offering their services in the field of education and in the field of preparing the students, candidates to the IELTS test. And I can say that most of their students fail to successfully get their desired band score, and only a few of them get the necessary band score. But again, that depends on the initial background, like language background that they have at the moment of taking the test. That's why, from my perspective, guaranteeing that kind of a positive band score to a student whose knowledge is not as good as upper intermediate or advanced, I think that would be just nonsense nowadays. I'm speaking because I have about 10 years of experience in teaching English, and especially for the past years I've been teaching IELTS to many students. Right now I have a lot of classes of IELTS, a lot of students who want to study IELTS, and I have to be perfectly honest with you, not a lot of them will fully comply with the requirements, the pre-requirements of the IELTS test, and sadly not a lot of them will get the desired band score. But that's just not the subject for discussion with the students, because what a person wants, what he would like to get, it depends really on them, and I cannot undermine them and say that they cannot do something. That's why we just continue studying, we just continue studying IELTS with my students. We would like to, I'm trying to get them a positive band score, the band score that they need to study the bachelor's degree here in Tashkent or in other countries. I guess that's what I want to say, and the message of this video for you is not to believe in false advertising going on right now, currently in Tashkent city. Meaning that even if you have the necessary background in the English language, you won't be able to get a good band score unless you study hard for at least 4 months or half a year and something like this. That's the pre-requirement which is provided with the IELTS test. Concerning this, I have to say that those Facebook posts appearing on the internet nowadays is really nothing but a hogwash. Because I know a teacher who made a post on Facebook saying that she is ready to prepare students and that the students will get at least band score 7 in IELTS. So I became very curious, and I wrote down a comment under that post and said that what if the student has an elementary level of English? And of course she replied that yes, that's totally possible and it's no problem. So with in a couple of months of preparation for IELTS, that would just be very easy for them to get band score 7 and more. And I stopped there. I did not try to undermine the teacher whatsoever, and I just forgot about this post just because I realized that this is just the marketing actions of this tutor, when actually any kind of tutor won't be able to help the student get the desired band score if the background knowledge of the student is elementary. So that is the message I would like to deliver to you today in this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you.